Good afternoon from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today I'm very excited to share with you this 2018 Ural M70. Today we'll go on a quick condition and overview around the whole bike as well as the sidecar, and go over some of the more notable features and why these Urals are so special. So this particular M70 model is currently showing just under 3,000 miles, but of course with it being moved around the lot that may increase to about 3,000. But it's right on that edge. You can see it's finished in OD Green, which looks lovely and I think fits this bike perfectly. And it's been well cared for, and today we'll, as I mentioned, go around every little detail. I like to start on the motorcycle side here, work our way from the front to the back. So starting here at the front, you can see the wheels and suspension finished in that nice satin black, which again, just works so well with that contrast around the whole bike. You can see the fender paint condition is very good on this side. And we'll make our way over here to show you the other side. Looks fantastic. As you can see here, these bikes are fitted with Brembo brakes, which do a fantastic job at stopping the bike in a hurry, especially when considering you have 3 points of contact as opposed to the normal 2 on a traditional motorcycle. Making our way up a little bit here, you have your headlight assembly. Nice crystal clear lens there. Indicator and the fork mounts at the top there. Everything looks very, very nice. We'll cover the gauge cluster area in a few minutes here. Looking at the frame here, that all looks awesome. You do have your guards around the engine, which are fantastic. Exhaust in good shape as well. Now here looking at the engine, this is also finished in a powder-coated black, which looks fantastic. This is a 749cc opposed piston twin. Produce around 41 horsepower and 42 pound-feet of torque. Power is delivered through a dry clutch into a 4-speed manual transmission, which is then sent to the rear wheel. If you've been looking at a lot of Urals, you may be expecting to see a drive shaft come out of this final drive into the sidecar wheel. However, this is not one of those 2-wheel drive models. This is just the 1-wheel drive. But as you can see, everything looks great. So just above the motor here, looking at the gas tank itself, nice finish, small imperfections here and there, but otherwise it looks great. You see the Ural emblem just there, finished in a bright white. Satin black gas cap to match all of your other black around the bike. Now looking at the seating arrangement on these Urals, you have about 1.5 million options about what you want to do for seating. So on this particular bike, they do have the single leather tractor seat, and you see mounting holes where a variety of accessories can go. We have some customers who like to put a second tractor seat so they can ride 2 up. We have another group who like to put, little luggage racks that mount to those same holes. And there's various other features you could fit onto those as well. So instead of installing something, we figured we would leave it up to the customer who finds that this is the bike they've been looking for. So as we move beyond the motor, you can see all of these other bits of the frame, all with a brilliant shine. They look very, very nice. That brings you to your rear suspension here, which is nicely encased in this little sheath here, which I think looks very nice and retro. And just here on this braking setup, you can see very nice condition. Exhaust all looks great as well, all the way to the back. And we'll just give a quick look here on the inboard side between the bike and the sidecar. Down here on this foot pedal, you have your rear and sidecar brake, as well as that pedal on the left, which toggles neutral and reverse. So you do have a reverse gear in this motorcycle, which is fantastic because pushing this out of certain situations could be a real bear. So you can see there, the frame for the sidecar mounts, all is great. All of your connecting points are great. And as you can see, your sidecar is individually dampened with these nice little rubber shocks there, which is a great feature. It gives the sidecar a little bit of independent suspension from the rest of the motorcycle. So now quickly looking here at the sidecar, you do have this full-size spare with the beautiful luggage rack just on top of it there. It's a tricky thing to do with one hand, so I will open this latch up to lift up the trunk, and you'll find a very spacious cargo area there in the back. No rust to be seen there. Then you drop it down and just as easily latch it back into place. Looking here at the interior of your sidecar, you see the seating is in excellent shape. You also have this rubber mat protecting the floor of your sidecar. However, this particular sidecar is finished with this very rugged undercoating material. So the rubber mat is more of a showpiece because you'd have to go a long way to damage that material coating just there. Your sidecar fender Some minor nicks on the outer edges. Lighting looks great. Being the M70, shares with the Retro these beautiful round lights as opposed to the Gear Up, which have these big squared off lights. I think this personally really fits the general, more graceful style of the M70 and the Retro. Looking here, you have this nice rubber plate to step onto as you climb into the sidecar with this nice low entry, and you can see that hasn't been scuffed up too badly. On the nose of the sidecar, small imperfection there on that upper edge, but otherwise, it's in good shape here. Your bumper at the very front and the spotlights attached to it all look great. And last thing I forgot to mention is you do have this nice little adjustable gas piston to dampen your steering. So if, let's say, if you're in an off-road situation, you want some really light responsive steering, and then if you're on a more steady cruising, like you're going down Route 1 here, cruising 40, 45 miles an hour, you want to have slightly tighter steering to keep everything steady. So now from the perspective of the rider, taking a look around the controls here, you can see on the left side you have your lighting controls, your turn signals, horn, and your parking brake, which is a great thing to have with a big bike like this. Looking here on the right side, you have your kill switch as well as your throttle. Everything looks perfect. And just ahead of us here we have the speedometer, which I will fire up as I start the motorcycle here so we confirm neutral. As you can hear, it cranks over. I have been starting and stopping it a fair bit while I've shot this listing, so that labored crank, the battery, I've been asking a lot of it on this very, very hot day today. But when I first fired it up from a cold start, it was about half a crank, very responsive, very quick. Looking here at your gauge cluster there, you can see your odometer reading, as well as your speedometer. Idling very smoothly here. Perfectly in time with each other on both sides. Very, very nice sounding. It's really hard to come across used Urals of this variety, like your Retros and your M70s and other sort of specialty models. So it's really nice when we get these in. And if you have any further questions about this particular M70, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you'll find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.